असली जिम्मेदारियां तो उन्होंने अपनी जिंदगी में ही निभा दी थी। जीवन बीमा पॉलिसी लेकर जाइए।
भारतीय जीवन बीमा निगम, जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी।
So I think in the longer term, the idea on LIC has largely been that it's relatively undervalued compared to the private insurance pack. One of the good things about it is it's.
Imagine a single company whose policyholders are more than the population of Russia, total assets more than the GDP of Pakistan, and investments that decide the fate of India's infrastructure, stock market, and even government banks. Sounds like a myth, right? No. This company exists, and it is the Life Insurance Corporation of India. But here's the real twist. LIC is not just an insurance company. It's a silent economic superpower that has funded dams, railways, and even rescued failing banks.
The government's Life Insurance Corporation has cleared the acquisition of 51% stake, a majority stake, in the IDBI Bank. This is a lifeline for the bank, which was struggling to survive, reeling under almost 56,000 crores in bad debt. Now, thanks to LIC, it will get around 11 to 13,000 crores in capital. One of the main sources of funds for LIC is, of course, from ordinary people who buy life insurance. So this is likely to be a controversial discussion.
And in today's video, we break down LIC's incredible journey, its political birth, its foreign ambitions, and most importantly, its future role in India's growth and your wallet. And our story begins in the years just after India's independence. Back then, India's insurance market was chaotic. Over 240 private insurance companies were operating with little regulation, and many collapsed due to fraud and mismanagement. The final straw came in with the Dalmia Jain scandal exposed by Feroz Gandhi. Yes, the same Feroz Gandhi who was Indira Gandhi's husband. He uncovered that policyholders' money was being misused to buy real estate and fund political connections. And as a response, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru nationalized the entire insurance industry under the LIC Act of 1956. And on September 1st, 1956, LIC was born with the motto, and I quote, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. That means, your welfare is our responsibility. Now let's understand LIC's mind-boggling scale. Today, LIC manages over 45 lakh crores in assets. That's more than the GDP of Denmark. And it holds around 70% market share in life insurance in India. And guess what? It has over 290 million policy holders, which is more than the population of Brazil. So where does all this money go? LIC invests in government bonds, infrastructure projects, PSU banks, real estate. In fact, LIC is often called the lender of the last resort for the Indian government. For example, in 2019, LIC bought 51% of IDBI Bank, saving it from collapse. And it's not just an insurer, it's a development bank in disguise. LIC isn't just a domestic juggernaut. It's got a passport too, and it operates in countries like UAE, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. Why? To tap into the massive NRI insurance market. But foreign governments are watching, and in 2023, the US Trade Representative, or the USTR, flagged LIC as a concern, citing its dominance and close ties to the Indian government. Still, LIC remains a crown jewel of India's economic diplomacy. So why was there so much hype around LIC's IPO in 2022? Simple. The Indian government needed disinvestment revenue.
Last 2 months, the pace in which the two major disinvestment related activities and also the other which are relatively bringing down the government share in some of the big public sector undertakings are also simultaneously happening. The pace of disinvestment will now gain a lot of momentum, and those which have already found cabinet approval will be taken up with all earnestness.
LIC was valued at around 6 lakh crores and 3.5 was sold to the public. Over 21,000 crores were raised, India's biggest IPO ever. But here's the twist. LIC's share price dropped nearly 30% after listing. Why? Because people realized that LIC is not entirely profit driven. It's expected to act as a public welfare institution, which affects returns. Now let's talk about the younger India. With about 65% of India's population under 35, the way LIC functions needs a makeover. Private players like HDFC Life and SBI Life are already pushing digital first insurance, buying policies online, chatbots, and app-based claims. LIC is catching up with its mobile app and online services, but slowly. To stay relevant, LIC must improve customer experience, hire tech-savvy employees, partner with fintechs. It's a legacy institution trying to reinvent itself in the Netflix Amazon era. Despite criticism, LIC will continue to be India's financial backbone. It funds railways, metro systems, highways, ports, and BharatNet. As India pushes towards 5 trillion GDP, LIC's role becomes even more crucial. So what's next? A second IPO tranche is likely soon.
डिजिटाइजेशन आज देश की प्राथमिकता भी है। डिजिटली एनेबल इन फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन के जरिए ही करोड़ों नागरिकों के बैंक खातों में पैसे पहुंचना और बिना बैंक से कैश निकाले उसका इस्तेमाल करना संभव हुआ।
If you learned something new today, hit the like button and share it with someone who thinks LIC is boring. Comment below, should LIC focus more on profits or public services? See you in the next case study. Jai Hind.